Hello PBS scholars and parents. Today I'm going to do an overview of week 3, 4th grade homework. In week 3 you're going to be doing a writing a rough draft paragraph. Again, we're talking about the same transdisciplinary theme where we are in place and time. Central idea, challenges bring out ideas, responses, and actions that help us gain perspective. Here's a breakdown of the days. Day 1, you're going to complete this section called Introduction Paragraph, Writing a Lead. You'll write 4 sample lead questions for introductory paragraph. Day 2, you're going to have to choose your favorite lead and start writing your introductory paragraph. And in days 3 through 5, you're going to complete your final introductory paragraph, including your different subtopics. So let's take a look at the first graphic organizer. Day 1, you're going to be writing a lead. Now in writing class, we'll be talking about ways to write good leads. One way is to ask a question. So for example, have you ever wondered where rain comes from? You'd have to come up with a question having to do with your topic to get the reader interested. So scholars are going to have to come up with one type of question that they could lead with. You could also lead with an interesting fact. An example, while the human body is composed of 206 bones, sharks do not have a single bone in their bodies. So scholars would have to come up with an interesting fact from their research on the topic that would help get the reader interested in reading what they have to write. And then another lead might be a quote. For example, if you can dream it, you can do it. These are words that Walt Disney lived his life by. If your scholar came up with an interesting quote from maybe a specialist or somebody famous, they could write the quote here, and that would get us interested in their writing as far as a lead goes. And then finally, set the scene is like describing something. For example, imagine a place where it rains all day and the sun is shaded by a canopy of bright green leaves. That would again get the reader interested in reading what the writer had to write. So again, this is a good hook with setting the scene. So in day 1, they're just coming up with possible different leads for their paragraph. In days 2 through 5, they're going to decide on what their final lead is, and they're going to start writing their complete paragraph. It says write your introduction paragraph here. There's an example here of a very good topic on rainforest, and they put their lead, their topic, and their different subtopics. It's a very good example. This is a good format to follow when scholars are writing their first paragraph. So sentence 1, start with a lead, and they did that the previous day, so they can go back to which one they think is the best. Sentence 2, they would write about what they learned for subtopic 1. So they'd have to go back to their notes to look at this and see what they found interesting about their subtopics. Subtopic 2, subtopic 3, and then finally a 5th sentence is a concluding sentence. Now, scholars are going to have to write 5 complete sentences here. I know that's not a lot of space there. If scholars are interested in typing it on a Google Doc, they're welcome to do that. All I ask is that you please print it out and turn it in on the end of week 3 so that we can see what their rough draft looks like. So go ahead and print that out. I have an example here of a scholar's writing from last year. She wrote about the blobfish, and in here she started with a good hook. Whoa, what is this oddly looking creature that you may ask? So she started with a question. In their writing, I'm okay with them adding pictures into it. This particular student wrote several paragraphs. They wrote about their different subtopics, and they wrote at the end about why they chose that question. I'd also ask that at the end that they cite their sources, where they found their information. This particular student did that as well. Then at the end of the week, I will look at the rough draft. Again, if you could please just print it out if you do it online, and if your scholar has chosen to write it here, that's fine too. Again, it's just a rough draft, so it can be sloppy and they can rewrite. They're going to end up going through it again next week and looking at it anyway. So it's okay to just be a freehand write, and their first sloppy copy is what I call it. But what I'm going to be looking for at the end of the week, did they answer all the questions clearly and with complete sentences? Did they practice their writing, their 4 kinds of leads? And did they complete their introductory paragraph in rough draft form? I will circle that at the end of the week. If there's any questions on week 3, please let me know. Thank you.